Kia ora, guys, gals, and legionnaires. Raikon here, and welcome back to Fallout 4 Frost. We are with a new character, we are with a new story. It is time for that story to begin. If this is your first experience with Frost, it is a total conversion mod for Fallout 4. It is a complete survival overhaul, taking place 5 years after the bombs fell. This is the beginning of the end. Surviving on the surface is a battle, with a gas mask a necessity, otherwise you will choke to death on irradiated particles. Food and water always a concern, and the population slowly falling into madness. And this series is permadeath. That means that when we die, that character is dead. Their story has come to an end. And for that very reason, it is now time for us to start with a new story, a new beginning, in a familiar part of the world, taking place underground. But that we will get to soon. First, we must speak of Akira Handa. Before the fall, Akira was a young teacher at East Boston Preparatory School. It was there that she honed her intelligence and learned to enjoy the challenges of teaching others those same lessons. However, her promising career as a teacher was caught short when the bombs fell. Halloween decorations still hung silently as she, her family, and other students huddled for warmth. Life in those early years were not easy, and it wasn't long before her life in the school was forever changed. When the bombs hit, the radiation twisted people into what are now known as ghouls, slowly rotting humanoids. And it was these ghouls that Akira would come to hate. Resources were scarce, as was shelter. The school, well, it was a tempting target. There was a gang of ghouls that took the school away from Akira. The fighting was fierce, and lives were lost on both sides. In the process, Akira lost her parents and her younger brother, the only family that she had left in this world. Seeing that they were losing, the ghouls started a fire that engulfed the school, taking much of the structure with it, and those that still remained inside. Akira did all she could to save as many lives that day, pushing herself too far. Collapsing from smoke inhalation, she burnt along with the others. However, it was not her fate to die. She rose from the ashes of the school, damaged but not dead, with a will to survive and an anger building inside. She sought out these ghouls, hunting them wherever she could find them, even those that might be innocent. She had a hatred now that would never be quenched. Life continued this way for her in the following years, until we find ourselves at the beginning of our story, deep underground, in a place that was once known to a man called Raphael, brought here by another, a stranger named Janice. Akira has been stripped of her belongings, and with no memory of how she came to be in this place. All she knows is that she wants out. There are still more ghouls on the surface, deep under the earth, that need to be removed. And so we have ourselves a character that is more intelligent and more angry than any we have played thus far. This is a familiar start to what we've experienced so far, but there are still so many mysteries underground that we wouldn't be doing Frost justice should we not try to attempt this again. So following the footsteps of Raphael, Akira will seek to leave this hell. And so, guys and gals, let us dive on in. And here we are, once again, inside of a cell, trapped underground. However, this time not as Raphael. We are Akira, taking our first steps of survival, similar steps to what Raphael took. And as we can see, there are some things that have been, well, repopulated here, so to speak. So the others who brought Raphael here, Janus, the man who brought Raphael here, is the one who brought Akira here as well. For what purpose, we don't know. But Akira is going to wait here no longer, waking up with a throbbing headache. And this man lying dead in the cell across from her. She's going to start to try and search for answers. Now, we are going to be reading the things that we found when we went through this with Raphael, because this might be your first look at Frost, and there is a chance that things might have changed. So we are going to be going through some of it that we would have been through before, so I hope that isn't too irritating, but we're going to go ahead, use the candlelight there to read what's left of this note. I will proclaim to the world the deeds of Gilgamesh. This was the man to whom all things were known. This was the king who knew the countries of the world. He was wise, he saw mysteries and knew secret things. He brought us a tale of the days before the flood. He went on a long journey, was weary, worn out with labor. Returning, he rested. He engraved on a stone the whole story. We'll take that with us, and I imagine that was written by the survivor, perhaps with the blood that is now pooling down there. So, yeah, okay. We're going to be taking this bobby pin in the hope that we're going to be able to use that to get out of here. We're actually going to be stripping her completely naked. Now, Akira has no issue with doing that whatsoever. She's a survivalist through and through, and so she's going to begin by doing just that. And that ragged leather there is actually going to be better than what she's got on at the moment, so we're going to be equipping that essentially right away. The smiley hood, we're going to be leaving off for the time being, and the reason we're doing that is it actually lowers our perception. Even though it says perception 1, it does lower it down because, it's tiny holes that we're looking through, so we're going to leave that off. And as you can see, the ragged leathers are a little bit more, I guess robust than what we were wearing before, so we're a little bit more protected. So we're going to take those first few steps outside of the cell. Luckily enough, it opens on up for us. Now this room is going to be a little dark for us. Unfortunately, we have no light source. Even if we try, there is nothing there. So making a light source is going to be one of our top priorities very early on. However, we're also going to be trying to take everything we can from this space. And this is going to be difficult to do in the dark, but we're just going to be grabbing everything, perhaps using this enamel bucket to carry things along with us, especially bottles, although kind of know there isn't any water sources down here, so that's going to be a little tough. You stay still. Sunshine Johnny, we're going to go ahead and read your journal, and we might even take those knuckles with us, if for nothing more than attempting to get some resources back from that if we can find ourselves a weapons bench. We're going to go back and grab that other enamel bucket as well, just so that we have some things with us. But I think what Akira has been, excited about getting back to is this thing here, which is sitting in the shopping cart. Something that we saw during the intro, and something that is very, very close to her. Something that she constructed herself. She is a very intelligent gal, and this thing has helped keep her alive so far, and so it is going to remain a very good friend of hers. Now, I don't think we have much in the way of ammunition for that. It's basically what's stored with the weapon, and so I'm kind of imagining, because I think there is something that comes with that. Yes, 3 bolts. Now, we can construct more of these bolts, and this is why this is going to be an important weapon for us going forward, is that we can craft new ammunition for it. Now, it's not the most powerful thing in the world, but it's a silent weapon, and that can make a massive, massive difference for us. We're going to go ahead and save this as number 1, because it is going to be our number 1 weapon. Looking through the sights, it is a familiar weapon to Akira, but it's not going to be an amazing weapon starting off, and we aren't going to be super great with it, but we're going to work our way up to getting better. Like I said, we're going to grab everything, stashing those away into the enamel buckets that we've found along our way, taking the whiskey with us. There's just some light music on the radio. no sounds of people. Imagine that's what Akira would be looking for. I think that's everything. And I imagine the plastic spoon was stuck in its head or something. Now Janice is the one that brought us here, and maybe Akira never actually got to see Janice's face, but heard Janice's name, as we'll find out in a moment. We're going to go ahead and start off by reading his journal, though. Today I found a squirrel burying nuts. He squeaked up a racket when we picked him up by his tail. 2 days up the Malden, broke him. He learns quick. So the Malden line is where the Malden men are from. And the tortoise, I think we've already discovered, is a robot, but we haven't found that particular robot. We call it a tortoise. It is a silly thing. It speaks only of orders and codes. Reforming him will be tough. This one's guard protocols are locked down tight. Perhaps I should just crack that shell open and make tortoise stew. Long trip to the sea. It paid off. Inside were such wonders. Chems, weapons, food, and of course, answers. We even found a silly little snake. They say you cut its tail off and it grows back. Perhaps we'll see. So maybe we were by the sea when we were found. And by the sea, we're speaking of the glowing sea. It has been some time since Akira has... Well, we don't know. She's not aware of how long she's been down here for, so... We're going to open this door, continue on out of here, but I think before we do, we're going to go ahead and favorite this pipe. Now, the knuckles are a lot lighter. They don't do too less of amount of damage, but I imagine the range of them isn't as good. They're both medium weapons, but I imagine the lead pipe has a little bit more length to it. Now, with this, we actually need to, we need to roll it back like that for us to load it, and now we have actually loaded our bolt into it, so it is ready to shoot. Not knowing if anyone lies ahead will open things up. A familiar space to Raphael, but something completely alien to Akira. Let go. And it might be good advice. It might just be good advice. Now, this chem station is going to be very, very helpful to us early on. Like I said, we're going to be taking absolutely everything we can find. Being careful with some of the surgical things, though, because there's a good chance that we're going to be able to utilize those, depending on how we go with our stats. Now, I imagine Akira has in the past used or has had to use varying types of stimulants to stay alive. And there are actually 2 chem stations here as well. Let's see what we got on the scribbled note. What's done is done. It's not real. The past, just a memory. Just a dream. Old world, a dream. We need to forget. I believe those are probably the words of Janice. Now, we do have another journal that we can read, and that's from Sunshine Johnny, the other guy that was in the cell with us. Let's see if we can have a look into his mind for a change. It's still there, like a dream you've awoken from. Every time I smell the cook fire. Alan. No, I need to forget. Janice is back from his trip. He brought new guests, which is good because the old guest doesn't talk anymore. He's tired. Janice is mad because I called him by his old name. He says I need to forget. Janice wants to leave again. He says it all makes sense now. He says that the answer was right above us and right below us. I don't want him to go. I get sad when he goes. I hope the new guests talk more. And, Sunshine Johnny, as we could see in there, didn't make it. For whatever reason, he was not built to survive in this world. And now that we're actually at the chem station, we are going to do a little bit of work here, but seeing those barrels off in the distance, we want to make sure we keep our distance from them. And we haven't had a chance to have a look at Akira's stats yet, but I'm going to go ahead and show you them to her now, and well, you kind of get an idea of how she is set out. So, as you can see, there are some things that are rather low. Her perception is 1. I'm taking that in part because of her her eye being damaged because of the burns, the damage that's been done to the side of her face. That, and I kind of see her wearing glasses before the fall. And, well, if we can get some, that will actually improve our perception a little bit. Her charisma being so low is due to, in fact, of everything that's essentially happened so far. And her luck as well, she hasn't been exactly lucky. She lost her family, as stated at the start, and, well, it hasn't really bounced back yet. Although she's lucky to be alive now and kind of getting the second chance, so perhaps we'll see that change. I haven't added any new perks or anything like that. I haven't changed anything there. Yeah, actually, no, saying that, we have 3 chem stations in here, and luckily this is, that's actually part of the chem station. Okay, good. There's nothing else on there. No, there is another glass beaker. We'll go ahead and take that. And we're essentially going to transfer all of our junk in here to start with, and it's going to be this chem station that we're working on, just so that we can remember which one we're using. So storing everything into there helps us out a fair amount. We're probably going to go ahead and leave the knuckles behind, so we're just going to be using the lead pipe for now. And, well, I think that's going to be everything that we put into there. The rest of it we're going to, we're going to see if we can break down some of that and make some things. So we can make a cooking pot right off the get-go, which is very, very tempting to do. And we can actually make some bolts. So let's have a look and see what we need to be able to make those. So aluminum and adhesive. So adhesive is going to be very important to us for just multiple reasons. But as you can see, we can make different types of bolts as well. So all of those things are going to be important as we kind of continue on. To make an armor-piercing bolt, we need to have original bolts starting off. It looks like it's a 3-to-1 kind of ratio. Actually, no, 5-to-1. Wow. So we have to make quite a few bolts before we get there. It could be worth us making one right now, and you know what? That's exactly what we're going to do. We're going to go ahead and make a extra bolt now, and then we're going to go and have a look and see if there's anything else that we can make looking down along here, because by crafting things here, it's going to help us out with our leveling. And I'd very much like to. Now, caltrops are definitely something that we're going to go for. The Scavver's Toolbox is something that I'd like to get eventually, but I don't think it's super necessary down here. So we're going to start with caltrops, and I kind of want to be careful about how we do this, though, because I don't want to get rid of any of the surgical supplies right now. So what I'll do is I'm going to take this stuff out of there because I don't want us to break it down. Sometimes it's really good. It'll ask you whether or not you want to do that. So the surgical scalpel, and I'm trying to remember what else is in there that could screw us. I think everything else in there is okay. There's still a chance that it might use things in our inventory, so we need to obviously be mindful of that as well, but we're going to go ahead for traps and just see what it's going to use. So it's going to use the wrench, and the enamel bucket. That's fine. So we have some caltrops. Let's see, we'll go make some more. Well, no, I don't want to be using the surgical scalpels, so I guess we're just going to have to hold on and wait and be patient and hope that we're going to be okay with that. So we will be returning to here. We can see that our HP is 120 starting off. Because our endurance is quite decently high, our strength is not so bad as well. There wasn't much more point in me boosting up our strength any higher than what it's at the moment, so I've kind of tried to balance her in a roleplay sense, but also in a sense that's going to keep us alive, because that is still very, very important in Frost. Yeah, when you get down to it, you need to do as much as you can within reason. So I'm pretty happy with everything that we've got for now. I don't think we're going to worry about this, as I've said. So we're just going to stick to these for now, and the caltrops, we definitely want to make sure that we favorite those. I'm going to put them on 0 just for now, and I'm going to go and select them. So we've actually only got one set of them, so need to be careful about how we use them and when we want to use them. Same thing with our bolts. There is a chance that we can recover our bolts, so it might be worth us testing that out. But we're going to be moving further into here, so let's open the door and start moving on out. Now, before I go any further, I do want to have a quick look. I want to have a look and see what we need to make, yes, a lantern. So for us to be able to make a lantern, we need oil and screws. So we're going to tag both of those for searching, and hopefully we'll be able to find some of those in our journey, because I don't think there was anything else in here. No, unfortunately not. So we're just going to have to keep our ears and our eyes peeled. Ears open for enemies, eyes peeled for equipment. Now, it's been such a long time since I've been down here that I am going to be going through each of these areas again rather carefully, also because Frost has updated a few times, and there's a good chance that there could be new traps, new enemies, new things. And I know, at least I'm pretty sure, going up this way here, that the way is going to be blocked off. We need a key to get through, and that we do.
We need the key.
We do. Valenti Station key. Okay. Noted. And that's the yellow line. We're still currently on the red line for now. We can go up. We can go down. We'll start by going up for now. I don't think we want to go right towards the surface, but that's going to go subway line. No, we're going to stick down for the time being. Actually, look at that. We've got 7 bolts. So you do get a little bit more. I think when you create one, you're making multiple. So that's not as bad. It's kind of doable. Okay. Subway line it is. Let's go through. I desperately hope this isn't going to be a short series with Akira. She is going to be different in the fact that we are using a modded weapon, and that is going to change how things work in Frost. Now, I know that some purists will see it as cheating, and that's perfectly fine, but I think this is going to be fun all the same. Also, this isn't doing a massive amount of damage, so we'll see how that kind of pans out. And we can hear someone working away. Now, these are survivors. If this is your first time with Frost, these survivors are mostly non-hostile. You see, they just found me. However, if we do enter their territory, if we do go towards them, they are going to become hostile. So if we can stay in the shadows, we might be able to do something here. And, well, Akira doesn't have the... Well, she hates ghouls. Absolutely despises them. And I think seeing them here, even though they aren't feral ghouls, they're a direct threat to her survival. And, well, in her mind, it's essentially her or them. And she's going to choose herself in this instance. And so we need to do something about that. Are we going to go for the one in the back? I don't know what the drop-off on this thing might be like. Let's wait for them to walk away. And fire. Okay. Shit. See, that was a headshot, and that wasn't enough to do it. God damn. Okay, well, he's got a hard hit. The arrow flying through the air must have just ricocheted off his skull. It was not enough to pierce. So let's just be very careful with this. Peek out and fire. Shoot. Okay, it's another arrow that missed. Imagine this must have been damaged when they took it from her. These ghouls still don't know where that shot came from. So let's just ease our way around.
It's over.
Okay.
Come on. Who's there?
Okay.
Guess it was nothing.
Okay. Let's go this side, eh? I'm gonna try and
Here,
lean
one
out if we
second
can.
on the next. Who moves that fast?
Akira does. Just wait for him to relax. There we go. So that's one of his friends down. The other guy's going to be panicking. Now, I am using quite a few bolts here. This is me essentially testing it out.
Gotta be.
Akira's getting a feel for her weapon again. How close do I want to get here? That is the question. Oh, he can't see us yet. Okay, if he runs back here, we're going to take that shot. Because it's not a bad shot. Okay, we can actually do a lean out from here as well. So let's just wait, see if we can hear some footsteps. Nothing, okay. Just be patient. We got this, Akira. Nothing here. How close is he? Pretty close. He's going the opposite direction right now. Be nice to see the range on this. It's actually pretty good. Okay, still doesn't know where we are. I'm going to load this up, but I'm going to go to the pipe. Okay. Come on. Shoot. Okay. Oh, he's fighting. But it's over. And it wasn't pretty. But it's over. So now we need to go through, find what we can. Taking pipes, cigar boxes, and seeing what that can do. Charisma and endurance. It's not the worst thing in the world. Unfortunately, we didn't get any bolts back from him at all. As for you, there is one bolt stuck in him right now. It looks like it's embedded itself in his torso. We'll take that, jet, paint, brush, and you know what? Probably that baseball bat as well. Now, I don't think any of our bolts missed, so quite a fair few of those broke when they hit them. That bobby pin is very important for us to get early on because that other bobby pin was bent, so it's not usable as like a regular one. We're going to be taking all of this back with us, baseball bat included. Now, I don't think there's anything that we can craft at the moment at the cook station, but still we're going to have a look around the rest of what they had here, see what we can find. Now, even though Akira doesn't, well, maybe she doesn't exactly see ghouls as human, they still affect her psyche, her sanity, and by us killing those, we will start to see the effects of that, unless we can counteract it with, recreational things. Oh, look at that. That's a good find. That was a very good find, in fact. Happy about that. Let's get this thing reloaded. So we're back up to 7. So there's a chance that the bolts that hit them just kind of went through. So we just need to have a look around these areas here and see if there's anything. I doubt we'll find any others, but still it's good that we checked all the same. We're going to go and jump into this cook station, see if there's anything we can do. I don't think there's anything that we actually have in our inventory, but it's always good to just have a look. Nope, we're not going to worry about the toolbox either. So we've seen, I think, all that there is to see of their little space here. We couldn't see exactly where they might have been resting. Do not enter danger. Now, was it them that put that up there? We don't know for certain. I think we're going to come back to this in a moment. And same thing, come back to that darkness. I feel like I'd want light before we start going down any space like that. So having oil and other things, that's going to be important. So we'll start off by going through this area here and seeing what we're able to find. I am going to go through cautiously as well, even though these aren't areas that we've been through with Raphael. Even with Noah, we experienced landmines and things like that appearing where they weren't before, so it's good for us to take things slow sometimes. Okay, no, we don't think we have anything in there at all. Still, we'll check. I have actually made things brighter in post-production, so I hope you're enjoying that. Oh no, did that fall through the ground? That is BS. Shit. So he had a note, and it just totally fell through the ground. Oh, come on, you're kidding me, Bones. Okay, well, hopefully that resets. If it doesn't, I'll try and find a way to get to it. I don't want to no-clip through the ground, but going with the idea that Akira can just, dig a little to get at it, I think that's fine. Okay. That gas, that is good. That's what we're after. We're going to take these bottles as well at the same time. I think we're doing okay in terms of storage, but we'll see how we go as we go. Could always wear one of those uniforms to give us a little bit more strength. The Molotov and the Toxic, that is welcoming. So we'll gladly take those. Bolt and hammer as well means we get a chance to make ourselves some more caltrops, and that I'm also on board with. Now, I don't know how far down here we want to go. As I imagine most of the things that Akira has found so far, she'd be eager to get them back to, where she's from. So I think once we search this last carriage here, we'll be returning back to that chem station to see what exactly we can do. Yep, that's the end of the line. That's all that we got. So we're going to start heading on back. We'll go for a little bit of pace as we can. No, wasn't you, was it? It was on the other side. Okay, ooh, what's going on there? Okay, we checked you. Okay, good. Good to know. So we know we can't linger in this area, this place for too long. We are going to start to get hungry and thirsty, and there isn't a lot of food, and well, there isn't really any water down here, so we need to be careful. Very, very careful, in fact. Okay, leave that open for now, that's fine. So you can kind of tell where we've been. This is going to lead us back towards home. Ain't much of a home, but it's still something. So let's get crafting. We can make a fire kit right off the bat there as well, which is good, but we want to focus on trying to make ourselves a lantern. We are still in need of a screw. We can make ourselves a torch, and you know what? That's probably better than nothing. It's definitely better than not having anything. Getting a lantern would be great, though. And unfortunately, we haven't found anything yet in which would allow us to make or get a screw from anything, which is kind of frustrating. I don't want to waste the oil on it, but I kind of feel like we don't have much choice. I feel like we're going to have to do that, unfortunately. Yeah. I want to go to the bolt real quick, just so that we can say that we want to try and keep an eye out, obviously, for adhesive and aluminum, both things that we're going to need a lot of. It's good to know that plastic is what we're using for the fletching, so we'll also keep that in mind. Upgrading it to AP, though, that will be great, because right now, as you can see, it doesn't do too much damage, so even getting a headshot with it, it sometimes isn't enough. Now, I guess before we go, I would like to try and see if we can make ourselves some caltrops. I don't think we're going to make the torch yet. I think we're just going to go with this. Yep, steel tin can, that's perfectly fine. Go make some more turpentine, gas, and we should get the oil back from that, so it's not like it's just going to straight up get rid of it. So let's see, and yeah, that's all that we can do right now, so that's fine. So if we have a look, we should still be able to make fire kit good, yeah. So it's just breaking down those bits that we have. Okay, noted. Now, before we go, I would like to drop some things off here. So we're just going to go transfer. We still got the ball pen hammer, etc. So we're going to drop all our junk in there again. So we're looking at 23 at the moment. We've got 2 lead pipes. We're going to go drop another one there. If we find ourselves a weapons bench, we're going to take these things with us so that we can scrap them afterwards. But yeah, the baseball bat's probably going to be, well, it's a slow weapon. So I don't think we're actually likely to use it. Same thing, we're going to store it here for now, though. No, not take all. Oh, god damn it. No, just send just that across. That's fine. I've still got that same issue. Okay. The tattered rags, they can probably live here as well. Yeah, just giving us a little bit more capability. The whiskey we'll have if we get over encumbered. I don't really want to try and take it yet, just because it's going to make us thirsty. So we're going to head back out there, because we still have some life and, well, a little bit of time left, because we're not quite tired yet. So I'm going to go explore, see what we have going on up here, because honestly, I can't remember. And that's kind of exciting, because it makes me afraid, and that's a good thing. So we're going to go have a peek. We are going to be ready to run back in a heartbeat, though. Oh, okay. Now I remember. I remember. Oh, it's great. It's essentially like Akira's worst friggin' nightmare as well. You hear those fleshy feet. I guess it's the best way I can describe it. Fleshy feet. The sound of fleshy feet behind this door. Why would some sadistic person just leave the key there like that? We're going to try and grab the key and go as quickly as possible. Gate key, yep. See, we took some rads then, so we just back off right away. Do not want to be taking any more of that. And, well, there is not much left of the person that's behind there. No. And hearing those feet, Akira knows exactly what's through that door. Now, she has Molotovs, but if she can avoid engaging them for now, realizing that she only has so many bolts, She can't fight everything that's in there, but she will want to kill them. She is compelled to do it. And I think this is another scenario where having light is going to be necessary. To go through areas like that, areas that could be landmined, and we know for a fact there are landmines over that way, but they do change direction, and placement quite often. And this as well, it's a whole heap of darkness that we do not want. So we're going to take the key for now. We're going to take the key, and we're going to move back. Now I know this is taking things cautiously, which is definitely necessary at the start of this. We don't want to be, like I said as well, lingering for too long. And that's where the kind of tough decisions come in, because the ways that we have to go to kind of get out of here are going to take us through a lot of people. Now, Akira can kill ghouls and not really feel too much about it, but people, that's different. But if those people are going to stop her from finding a way through to the surface, then, she's going to have to do something about that. But I think for now, we're going to be returning back to the safety of our home. And it ain't much of a home yet. And, trying to plan for what's going to come next. That, guys and gals, is our first episode with Akira. I truly do hope you all enjoy this new character and, a similar start. However, I believe the mysteries that we have to uncover down here deserve to be, uncovered. And I hope that Akira is the one to do this. Please do join us in the next. I've been Raikon, you have all been awesome, and until next time, stay tuned.